Dear participants, now third ITOBIAD Social Sciences Congress. Now our session at 1:30 p.m. In Turkish time is going to start now. We will start with the presentation of Balgasm Ali Almasrati. Mr. Balgasm, are you there? Mr. Balgasm, can you open your microphone? Okay. Now, do you hear us, Mr. Balgasm? We cannot hear you. Ses geliyor mu sana? Balgasm. Mr. Balgasm, we cannot hear you.
Now it's okay now?
Now it is okay now. Now you can share your screen and time for each presentation is 10 minutes, please. Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Tamam. Good morning for all. I'm Balgasm Ali Almasrati. I am a lecturer in Libya higher education in Masrati University. Now I want to presented my presentation. The title, the Entrepreneurial University to ensure sustainable higher education. Introduction. The university is the first representative of the scientific leadership and entrepreneurship in the society, being the scientific social institution qualified, produce and market knowledge, promote human capitalists. The entrepreneurial university has tried to aim for goals at integrating the goals of economic and social development into the major tasks of the university, which are complicated tasks. This goals requires transforming the traditional university into entrepreneurial university one or entrepreneurial one. How? With the redefinition of the university message and objectives, the strategic regulation, setting strategic development plans, putting into force the necessary organizational changes, and reducing the systems of entrepreneurial education and training, laying strategies and visions needed to enhance the applications of entrepreneurial taught in the academic institution. The role of the knowledge economic on the entrepreneurial university. Creating additional and measurable system of new philosophy which are governed by global economics. From this production, the entrepreneurial university came especially after the traditional structure and functions of the production transformed from philosophy capital to integrable capital, in form of knowledge, innovation, and intellectual creation with an added value due of the innovation knowledge and business activities. With the contemporary economic attitudes that based on knowledge, the productions and transform of sciences, innovation, and technology to business and production sectors became basic mission. The entrepreneurial university carry out, which can contribute effectively in building knowledge-based economy. The role of the knowledge economy on the entrepreneurial university. The same, okay. Activities of entrepreneurial university. First one, university activities incubators. The incubators of the university activities serve in preparing the supporting environment for the innovation projects and thus enhance them with integral mechanism ensure the success of the new projects. Two, multidiscipline centers. One advantage of the entrepreneurial university is the multidiscipline centers, which target two goals: to promote the research, teaching, and knowledge by means of establishing and ensuring into disciplines on the one hand, and to cooperate in solving the urgent problems as the into disciplines is the guide of future. Three, university estimate funds. The university estimate fund is the one of the commercial activity the university engages in. It is an additional financial source for the university where an amount of money allocated in the budget to be lodged in a what is called investment fund. For sciences and technology parks. Science and Technology Park is a well-organized organization able to establish strict and successful relationship between the institution of higher education as academic and research institution engaged in advanced scientific and research production. Also, the industrial organizations are in a position to funding the innovation and investments in a way compatible with the interest of the parties and their objectives subsequently. Basic feature of the entrepreneurial university. First one, big environment to encourage entrepreneurial things and behavior, and concentration on creating opportunity within the university campus for all students, and participation of external stockholders in decisioning and exciting the entrepreneurial activities, then supporting and powerful institutional leadership and system for reward and incentive for student and teaching staff, following a wide scope method for entrepreneurship that always to engage in business, and education that based on entrepreneurship. The framework of urban university that looks for council council necessary for institutional and culture change. Leadership and governance, organization, ability, personnel, and incentives, development of entrepreneurship in education and learning, flexible paths for entrepreneurs, the commercial or external relations of the university for knowledge exchanges or exchange. Measurement of entrepreneurial universities references. Reasons of success of transformation to entrepreneurial university. First one, the entrepreneurial culture, and toward the entrepreneurial strategy. Three, funding direct to development and innovation. Four, toward the knowledge capital. Five, creating an environment for entrepreneurial education and training. Six, strategy alliance through networking university. Seven, establishing suitable and fair and technology structure. Eight, knowledge marketing. Nine, internationalists of education and scientific research. The methodology which used in the research is the descriptive approach, which deals with an exciting phenomenon can be studied. Source of secondary data included reference books, periodical studies, scientific information, periodic reports, organization records, internet, university publishing. Conclusion: transforming from the traditional image of the university to the entrepreneurial one as a new formal became something investable, especially with the societal and the global changes the education systems. As this transformation depended on the human performance in line the inclusive structure relied on the characteristics of the entrepreneurial university that requires an scalable transformation in the terms of the equality of the human forces, whether or conservatory or consumers of knowledge or innovators or maybe in inventors within the framework for knowledge economy. Recommendation: establish information database for successful projects in terms of national or international and regional entrepreneurship, hoping the students and teaching staff may make use of it in transforming their ideas into projects and production of economic output. Continues measuring the economy output of the activity the university engages in order to identify the results. Change visit between the university and the national and international economic institution to set forth idea, and negative the possibility of cooperation in multi investment and funding or sustaining financing experiment changes of consent solutions. Finally, establish relationship between the institutions of higher education and business. And thanks for your good listen.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bargaj. Of course, universities are key factors in providing a competitive advantage for nations. Of course, they are very important. Is there any question to Mr. Bargaj about entrepreneurial universities? Okay, is there any question?
Thank you.
So we thank you, Mr. Bargaj. Now, time is for Rahmatica Dewi. I see her.
Yes, me.
Mr. Bargaj, can you close your sharing, please, Mr. Bargaj?
Tamam, inshallah.
Mr. Bargaj, from Zoom, you should close it from Zoom program. At the bottom, there is an yellow button, share screen. By clicking on it, you will close it. Mr. Bargaj, do you see a green button, share screen, at the bottom? Okay, thank you very much. Miss Rahmatica Dewi, time is yours, and your presentation is how does Industry 4.0 era affect IT specialist employment? A lesson learned from computer science students case in Indonesia.
Yes.
Each presentation has 10 minutes duration. Thank you very much. We are listening to you.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. I'm Rahmatica Dewi. I'm a student in Hiroshima University, and today I'm going to present my research entitled How Does Industry 4.0 Era Affect IT Specialist Employment? Lesson learned for computer science students case in Indonesia. Well, these are the outlines of my presentation today. Okay, so nowadays jobs related to computer science, job related to computer field are increasing. The data taken from Thayer, Leslie, and Watson in 2017 showed that related to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics occupations, the occupations on the computer field was on the first top rank than others. It reached 45% of other STEM employments, to which there were almost 8.6 million STEM occupations by May 2015, in which it took 6.2% of US employment. So besides the increasing number of occupations related to computer field on the year of 2015, it is also estimated that those occupations will continuously increase until 2024, to which it was calculated to improve by 12.5%. It was based on Thayer et al. 2017. So as it is shown on the figure 1, it can be seen that the computer occupations are projected will increase up to uh, up to more than 400,000 numbers. It is the biggest number than others. In addition of the increasing number until 2024, the occupations on the computer field also projected will produce more than 1 million occupations openings from 2014 to 2024. It also based on Fayer et al. 2017. So these figure 2 showed us the increasing number. There will be also opening jobs on the computer field. These jobs are replacements as an effect of massive job losses. So in line with the study conducted by Fayer et al. In 2017, Swastaberg and Pope, as cited in Ahmad et al. 2019, also stated that 2 million recent occupations will be produced by Industry 4.0 era, especially on the field of computer science, mathematics, electronics, and also information technology. And then the study conducted by World Economic Forum 2016, to which some largest employers were interviewed, they also gave their quote the data from some largest employers. They also gave their perceptions related to the future labor market as the impact of Industry 4.0 era. It can be seen in this table. So it can be seen here that information and communication technology, especially information technology telecommunication industry group, will reach 2,447,000 number of employee as the impact of Industry 4.0 era. Although it is the second rank after mobility, but this number belongs to the big number. So in short, it can be said that Fayer et al. 2017, World Economic Forum 2016, as well as Ciolas, Swastaberg, and Pope, as cited in Ahmad et al. 2019, have the same opinion related to the increasing number of IT specialists or occupations on computer field as the effect of Industry 4.0. However, how about the condition in Indonesia? So this study investigated the effect of Industry 4.0 era towards IT specialists in Indonesia context, since it was underexplored. So before I go further, the first I'm going to explain about the conditions conditions of Industry 4.0 era in Indonesia. And some countries have created some national strategies to face this era, like Japan. Japan focuses on smart manufacturing and robot strategy, and then German focuses on advanced manufacturing, especially in Internet of Things and cyber physical system. And then Singapore focuses on advanced manufacturing, especially in robotics, 3D printing, and IoT. And in Indonesia context, actually Indonesia has launched a roadmap, namely Making Indonesia 4.0 in 2018. And there are 10 prioritized activity to face the era of Industry 4.0 in Indonesia. However, currently, the very big focus of Indonesia that happen currently is the creating digital startup companies. Surprisingly, based on the startupranking.com, Indonesia is now in the 5th ranked startup ranking in the world, to which Indonesia has 2,203 digital startup companies now. And again, Indonesia government still fosters its growth by making some programs like Go Digital Vision 2020, and then e-commerce created e-commerce programs. And however, the conditions of increasing number of digital startup companies in Indonesia is not as good as the conditions of working population in Indonesia. So based on the data I got from Indonesia Central Bureau of Statistics in 2020, in February, still the graduates from diploma 1, 2, 3 and university are the percentage of them, the percentage of working population is very low. So it can be said that the unemployment rate in the university and diploma graduates are still in a high number in Indonesia. Therefore, the objectives of my research is to explore the understanding of Industry 4.0 from the employer side, IT specialists, as well as head of computer science department, and then to investigate the impact of Industry 4.0 towards IT specialist job in Indonesia context. In order to reach those objectives, I was utilizing 2 research questions. The first is, how does the understanding of Industry 4.0 era from employers, IT specialists, and head of computer science department, as well as how does Industry 4.0 era affect IT specialist employment in Indonesia? So this is my theoretical framework. I come up from the characteristic of Industry 4.0, to which there are some characteristics like 3D printings, robotic, big data, Internet of Things, and so on. And then I move to the roadmap that Indonesia has released. The name is Making Indonesia 4.0, to which Indonesia focused in some technologies such as Internet of Things, robotics and automations, big data, cloud computing, human-machine interface, and advanced production methods. And then in order to expedite the implementations of this era, Indonesia has 10 prioritized activities as shown in this figure 7. And then in conducting this study, I utilized qualitative method in the form of phenomenological study design, to which I interviewed some respondents based on their experiences of a phenomenon, in this case, the impact of Industry 4.0 towards IT specialist job in Indonesia context. And this is the way I analyze my data. The first, I transcribe the interview in Indonesian, then those were translated into English, and then I read through all the interview transcriptions, and then I made codes from the data by making tables divided into 3 columns. Those are codes, text segments, and themes. And then I made themes based on the codes before, and then I interpreted the meaning of them. And then, of a theme. And then the last, I validated the accuracy of the study findings and interpretations. And these are my demographic data of my respondents. Well, these are the results of my study. The first, I developed, this is the developed codes and themes based on the interview. I got theme 1, related to understanding about Industry 4.0, to which I made some codes based on that theme. The first is meaning of Industry 4.0, concept of Industry 4.0, implementations of Industry 4.0, effect of Industry 4.0, characteristic of Industry 4.0, and then artificial intelligence, programming languages, Internet of Things, blockchain, and smart city. And surprisingly, I got the contradictory code with the theme. It belongs to emerging code, to which some respondents say that it is difficult to explain the term Industry 4.0 literally and academically. And then this is the theme too, about potential impacts of Industry 4.0 towards IT specialist job in Indonesia. Based on this theme, I got some codes. The first is getting lots of job, technology development, and curriculum developer theme. And then I also got contradictory codes with the theme. The first is challenges for IT specialists, to which their jobs can be replaced by technologies and not to significantly influence. Well, these are the summaries of the results of my study. For summary theme 1, I put it on the table 6, and then for summary theme 2, I put it on the table 7. Well, I'm going to explain about the discussion part now. So after analyzing the data, I got the main the main finding, or key finding, that some respondents couldn't explain the term Industry 4.0 era literally, but they can explain it by explaining about the characteristic of Industry 4.0, like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, and smart city, and the potential impacts of Industry 4.0 towards IT jobs in Indonesia. It gives positive impact for IT specialist job, since IT specialist job will get lots of job from this era. And then this is a new framework that I can create based on my study result related to the impact of Industry 4.0 era towards IT specialist job in Indonesia. So Industry 4.0 era, based on Scope 2016, is not only about smart and connected machines and systems. Its scope is much wider. So like in Indonesia context, there are two big programs, or two big types of Industry 4.0 era that happen nowadays in Indonesia, that is empower small medium enterprises with technologies, as it is written in Making Indonesia 4.0 roadmap, and creating digital startup companies. So Indonesia now focuses on these two programs. So in the end, we can see here, we can conclude here that at present, currently, IT specialists is very needed in Indonesia to foster the implementation of these two programs, as well as in the future to reach the vision of making Indonesia 4.0. Of course, Indonesia will need the help from IT specialists. So the conclusions of my study is the definition of Industry 4.0 is difficult to be defined literally and academically. However, the respondents can explain by stating the characteristic and implementations in the real life. And the condition of Indonesia currently will give the positive impact to IT specialists in Indonesia. The study reveals that IT specialists will get lots of jobs in this era. So I recommend the result of my study for Indonesian government as a valuable input for making a policy in the case of preparing skilled workers to face Industry 4.0 era, especially IT specialists. And then for higher education institutions, especially in Indonesia, I recommend to redesign the curriculum to which it can match can be matched with the industry's need. And then for the current student, especially computer science department, hopefully they will do more efforts in developing their skills required by industry, so they can compete with other graduates from other universities, even from other countries later. And this is my preferences. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Rahmatica Dewi. Of course, policymakers should care about Industry 4.0 and education to obtain sustainable economic growth. So it is very important. It is a very important subject about our Congress. Thank you very much. I want to ask if there is any question to Ms. Rahmatica Dewi. Is any question? So I see that there is no any question. Thank you very much. Now, our third presentation is Afreen, Niyaz, Bilal, Ahmed, Savere, Sarem. I think Bilal Ahmed is here. Dr.
Yes,
Bilal
sir.
Ahmed.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Miss Rahmatica Dewi, can we stop share? Okay. Thank you very much.
Stop it.
Now, Dr. Bilal Ahmed.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Yes, I think you will present the research study on impact of COVID-19 on environment and society in Kashmir, a sample survey.
No, sir, other paper, sir. I will present other paper, sir.
Okay. Now time is yours, please, and our time is limited with 10 minutes for each presentation. Thank you very much. We are waiting.
Assalamualaikum, very good afternoon to everyone. Myself, I'm going to the paper titled Study on Health Awareness and Health Well-being Among People of Government during COVID-19 pandemic. Am I audible? Yes, please. Yes, please. It is a joint paper. The other authors are Arizo Jan, Mirikra, Ali Almasrati, Sidratul Muntaha. First, we start with this coronavirus. COVID is an infection disease which causes respiratory illness with symptoms such as cough, fever, and in more severe cases, it causes difficulty in breathing. COVID pandemic has left a dramatic loss of humans worldwide and presented unpredictable challenge to public health system and disruption caused by pandemic is lasting. Tens of millions of people are at risk of falling into extreme poverty. Currently, COVID-19 is affecting 18 countries around the world through international organizations. The total COVID-19 positive cases at present are 57,91082, with total deaths 1,377,762, and recoveries are 40,108,87895. Whereas in India, the total COVID-19 positive cases up to 21st November known for 2020 were 950,129 with total deaths 133,755. And in Jammu and Kashmir, the total COVID cases up to 8 November 2020 were 98,337 with total deaths 105. In the literature, we see we come across various studies related to and its impact on life as well as on the age. This is for every individual to take care of his health. We see the major evidence of the world guide people how to deal with disease, and Islam has a distinctive way of dealing with disease. Two stages. First, before the Islam made lawful for Muslims all the goods Allah to them, all what causes harm to them and their bodies. Islam has put rules and regulations on interactions with the opposite gender, adultery and homosexuality, which are the causes of many diseases. Islam calls its followers to protect their diseases after the outbreak of diseases through these guidelines. When a Muslim is affected with a certain disease, he has to look Islam commands Muslims to practice quarantine. Prophet, peace be upon him, said, if you get wind of outbreak of plague in a land, and if it breaks out in a land in which you are, do not leave it. COVID-19 has threatened the life and it has also created health-related awareness among people. Health consciousness refers to the level to which an individual is likely to carry out actions related to health. It is a crucial psychological variable to understand many health it is reported that health awareness is psychological or inner status of a person that leads a person for action, and people with increased awareness are more likely to involve in health-related activities and are healthier. Similarly, there are other that is the health awareness and knowledge among the people of Gandharwal. Here we follow the simple random sampling. On the basis of that, we choose 400 people from district Gandharwal at random. The sample size was computed by using formula given in Cochrane 1977. Now our results. This is of total COVID positive cases, the active cases, and the recoveries and deaths of all districts of Kashmir. Kashmir 20 districts, 10 in Kashmir and 10 in Jammu region. Srinagar is on the top, then followed by Jammu, then followed by district Baramulla, where we have maximum cases as well as deaths and recoveries. This is the data. Now here is study. We employ a questionnaire, self-designed questionnaire, which was validated. Then we calculated different parameters. Here I am presenting few results. We have made comparisons depending on age, gender, other things, the residence of the respondents. Here I am presenting only few. Source of information on COVID-19 separate among respondents under study. 58.5% respondents reported that they get the information about COVID from the family. 51.5% respondents reported they get information from the friends. 76.5% reported that they get information from electronic media. 41.5% respondents reported that they get the information from the print media. Similarly, we have in response to various questions. In response to question number 1, that is, do you agree that COVID-19 will finally be successfully controlled? Majority of the respondents, 68.0%, reported that they agree. They believe that this problem will be solved. Similarly, in response to statement 2nd, 48.5% agree. In response to statement number 3rd, 73.5% respondents agree. In response to statement number 4, 54.5% respondents agree. In response to statement number 5, 66.0% don't agree. In response to statement number 6, 85.0% respondents don't agree. In response to statement 7, the people under study, 82.5% reported they agree. Then in response to statement number 8, 84.5% respondents reported that they agree. In statement number 9, 96.5% respondents disagree. In statement number 10, 83.5% respondents agree. In statement number 11, majority of the respondents, 91.5% respondents agree. In response to statement number 12, 94.5% respondents agree. In response to statement 9, 79.5% respondents agree. Now, in response to question related to antibody tests offer a small glimmer of hope in the current COVID-19. 53.0% respondents agree. They believe that this is a hope to check COVID-19. Then in response to question, the main problem caused by COVID-19, the respondents reported physical health, 53.5%, 56.5% mental health, 61.5% reported social problems occurred because of this COVID problem. Then 76.5% reported that academic problems. Then 61.5% respondents reported that due to COVID, there are economic problems. Now, this is the trend of this daily COVID cases and their trend, how the graph is going on. Our aim is to control it yet. So, to see the correlation between the various study variables. Here we see all are positively correlated total number of cases that is related with the recoveries as well as deaths. If the graph increases, this means if total cases increases, there is possibility of more deaths. One thing is here very important. We see the developed countries of the world like USA, Germany, Italy, and so many other countries, China, they are not able to control it. So it is very important for every person to take care of these things and follow the guidelines of the Honorable of Kashmir Valley during COVID-19 pandemic. The study reveals that respondents were highly conscious about their health, health conscious and healthy life with physical fitness, nutritious food, and free life. The majority of the respondents seek health information via interpersonal network or friends and family members, media channels, and reading blogs from electronic and print media. The respondents believe the main problems caused by COVID-19 spread were physical health problems, mental health problems, social problems, academic problems, and economic problems. The survey and group discussion revealed that people under study possess good health awareness and health knowledge in current COVID-19 spread, but they lack in practice. The situation of Kashmir is well known to the world. More than 80% of the people are in depression due to conflict, and COVID-19 added more figures in it. It was suggested from a study that to cope with COVID-19 threat, people should involve themselves in physical activities, religious activities, and social activities. They should follow WHO, religious and health advisory guidelines to avoid COVID-19 threat. These are the references we took. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Bilal Ahmed. I think Professor Orhan Küçük has a question to you.
Thank you, sir. Please.
Evet, teşekkür ederim. Sağ olun hocam, buradayım.
Can you open voice?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Sesi açabilir miyiz Orhan Hocam? Can you open voice?
Yes, okay. I'm ready.
Sir, I'm listening, please.
Okay, please ask question to Mr. Bilal Ahmed.
Thank you.
No question? I think no question. Of course, your COVID-19 has occupied an important place in our social life, daily life. So thank you very much for your research, Mr. Bilal Ahmed, and this Afreen, also your co-authors, Afreen, Niyaz, and Savare Sara. Thank you very much. Now, time is for Arizo Jan. I think he is here.
Sir, this is the paper.
Arizo Jan.
Sir, I present this paper.
Mr. Arizo Jan.
Mr. Dilek. Mr. Dilek.
Mr. Professor Orhan Küçük. Buyurun.
Yes, it is 2 o'clock p.m. Our time.
Orhan Hoca ne diyor? Duyuyor musun?
Our time is 2 o'clock p.m. It is our time.
Mr. Professor Orhan Küçük, your session is next session. This session is English session. You are in Turkish session.
Okay, no problem. The list is 2 o'clock.
We change it. It was old program. It was old.
Okay. What
Now,
time
Mr. Ariz. Okay.
What time will start next?
It will start in 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Oh.
And also we will share the Zoom link, meeting ID and password in our WhatsApp group.
Okay. There's no
Mr.
problem.
Arizo Jan, are you here? I see you in wrist. You are here. Arizo Jan. Mr. Arizo Jan. Mr. Arizo Jan, do you hear me? Mr. Arizo Jan. Let's ask to unmute. Mr. Arizo Jan, now your time. Mr. Arizo Jan. So, Mr. Erhan Tecim, are you here? I think Mr. Arizo Jan has some problems in internet connection or another problems. Mr. Erhan Tecim, are you with me? Are you with us? Mr. Erhan Tecim, do you hear me? Mr. Arizo Jan. I am asking again. Another problem.
Oh, yes.
Mr. Tecim, I think you are speaking.
Yes, I'm here. I'm reading you. I'm listening you.
I think
Hear me?
Mr. Arizo Jan has some problems, internet connection. Can you present your research, please?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Mr.
we
Tecim?
hear you. Yes, we hear you.
Okay, thank you. I have some little problem in here, and then I solve it.
Okay, thank you very much. We are waiting.
Now I'm ready to start. I will.
Okay, please start. Our time is limited with 10 minutes.
I'm start to share my presentation.
Yes. We see your screen now.
Okay.
There is no problem.
Okay, I would like to present today about COVID-19 pandemic, and I will share with audience to Turkey's behavior as a country during the pandemic and how Turkey affects the other countries and how stand against pandemics. So we can discuss this topic in this presentation. So let's start with the beginning of the COVID-19 virus alleged to appear in the fish market in Wuhan city. It's so-called in Hubei province, China, of course. It's detected, or let's say discovered in the last months of the 2019. However, its effects, it seems that it will be talk a lot from itself for many years. As the year 2002 still continues at full speed, it has presented remain call itself. COVID-19 virus as a new gift to the series of problems that the whole world has to deal with. Countries in the world are still dealing with this phenomenon, which is thought to affect the year 2021. Pandemic process has been and will continue to be the subject of many articles and researches, and it will be going, I think. Because of that, this phenomenon deserves a global evaluation and in the terms of the medical sociology. Also in this presentation, we will talk about the concept of medical sociology. This case has led to emergence of the new concepts in the literature and has affected societies and countries in a way, so it deserves multidimensional evaluations. So we will see that every scientific branch will evaluate this phenomenon by their word, by their concepts. We will sure about that. In the process, new concepts such as viruses we heard about on the news and maybe as an academics on the paper. We show these words mostly: virus, spread, epidemics, pandemics, social distance, new normal, filiation, quarantine, etc. Which, of course, we have heard a lot. We added these words, treasures of our, and also the individuals added these words, their treasures. These concepts have become common concepts that we are familiar with now and in daily life, such as water, bread, this and that. We are also using this word just like water and bread. Although the first occurrence of the virus COVID-19 is December 19, the epidemic to be seen for the first time Turkey in 11th of March 22. 2020. COVID-19 was declared as a pandemic by the World Health Organization on the same day and registered the fact that there was a pandemic on global scale. So it's observing in Turkey, and World Health Organization called this spread as a pandemics on this day. It's an important stand. In this example, we saw that outbreaks and pandemics expand globally and transcend country borders, creating a global risk society. So every society in a risk, and this risk occurring in a global way. Health risks don't remain local, but can also rapidly penetrate the most remote local communities. And also, of course, this is the globalization's effect, also thanks to the rapid globalization of transport and trade. Of course, there is a good side of the globalization, but we can see in this example the negative sides of the globalization. Therefore, world societies have begun to experience an age that can be described as a global risk society. In this manner, I call this situation a global risk society for all countries, for the world, of course. When the epidemic became widespread throughout the world and became a pandemic, a process of bracketing began to experience it on a global scale. Extensive bracketing has manifested itself as a global shutdown. So the global shutdown, every country has faced in their tools, but everyone has seen that global the shutdown in their local communities. In this process, almost human civilization has entered the global shutdown process. Many specialties, many professions have had to lose their importance and influence until the new normal begins almost for 6 months. But the only a couple of specialties or professions be important during this pandemic for 6 months. Those are, of course, the medicals professions, the health professionals. So the struggle for survival has begun for individuals and societies have begun a race to stock the products what they need according to their characters. And we can see on the news or TVs how the country's people behave during the shutdowns and what they stock. New concepts for new phenomenon. For this reason, this period we are in makes it very important to communicate effectively and accurately. Some words that we didn't know before but frequently heard in recent months have entered our lives in the news articles and articles about coronavirus. It's important that this vocabulary used is understood by anyone concerned or not, and that all documents have a consistent terminology. The new concept edited treasure, our word treasure or notion treasure in the pandemic and globalization process itself has been felt in every sense. New concepts are added to well-known concepts in the context of public health and medical sociology. Scientists working in the field of health and other institutions and professions that support them have been very effective in putting new concepts into circulation. The World Health Organization and the Ministry of Health in Turkey have created an online dictionary related to the pandemic and online glossary, of course. Also, the question and answer they are prepared. It helped to eliminate the question marks in the minds, of course. In addition, the concept's unity has been achieved by globally. We can see that the question and answer and this glossary, the website of the World Health Organization and the other countries' Ministry of Health website. It's useful to note that some of these widely used such words, virus, spread, epidemics, pandemics, social physical distance, new normal, affiliation, quarantine, etc. These are the most important one, and everyone is using these words. So I noted in here, but also we cannot see in the these websites, for example, in the Ministry of Health, Education, Health, or World Health Organization website, or in their definitions, we cannot see sociological perspective, how the sociologists describe this situation. I try to make some framework to describe this pandemic with the concept and some notions in a sociological perspective. So we can conclude this kind of words as some, such as routine. Routine, of course, it's a kind of dramaturgical theory, come from dramaturgical theory, and also role strain come from functionalist theory. This function also come from functionalist and structuralist theory. Globalization, poverty and inequality, and new normal, solidarity, and soft power or health diplomacy. Also, and new one we may add, we have to add, let's say, health security and bioterrorism, of course. We can evaluate this phenomenon, COVID-19 coronavirus, with these words in a sociological aspects. Also, we need to think, we need to add this word, we need to describe this word. Of course, it's just a fresh start for a sociological perspective. I would like to explain some of those concepts, but we don't have much time, so just two of will be explained in here, because of they are important. We heard a lot of things on the news and TVs and articles about social distancing. But in a sociological perspective, social distancing, the word of social distance is really kind of weird. Let's explain this word. Measures taken to reduce person-to-person contact in a given community with a goal to stop or slow down the spread of contagious disease. Spreading the disease. Measures can include working from home, closing office and schools, concealing events, and avoiding public transportation. When we look at this definition, we can see there is no social distance in here, actually. You can see physical distance in these definitions. This is another real thing. The people in their social life, let's say the daily life, they are always social. To be a social or being social is a kind of features of the people. Let's say in the Islamic world, this is the fitrat of the human beings, being a social. So we cannot take from human beings being a social, but we are sign in here physical distance. We try to explain physical distance in here, but the most spread word, social distance. I want to note that. And then health diplomacy. Health diplomacy is an important notion in medical sociology, also in maybe international relations branch, also is an important term, but also neglected one. When health diplomacy is evaluated in the context of international relations, it's included in the phenomenon of soft power. Also, they are known as soft power, but there's many type of soft power. But we are talking about the branch of soft power, the health diplomacy. Helping citizens of other countries, especially in terms of humanitarian aid, will facilitate communication in other fields of diplomacy. On the other hand, in countries with civil war and riots, it will be possible to intervene and collect data with healthcare personnel in those areas. So, Western countries also did this kind of diplomacy very first time during the developing countries, especially in Africa. They are so-called trying to delivering health in there, but they are not delivering health, they are doing something else. While the COVID-19 pandemic Republic of Turkey, the country is the most effective use of health diplomacy in their way, of course. Turkey's diplomacy traffic is followed by China during the pandemic, in a global crisis, during the global crisis. In this way, it tries to increase the lost prestige and falling credit among the world countries. So China tries to recover yourself by health diplomacy. And Russia used the health diplomacy effectively by showing limited aid to give the message, we are with you. But for whom? For the countries of the former Soviet bloc. So, I mean, only the Republic of Turkey used the health diplomacy in humanitarian way, but other countries have kind of big agenda. As an epidemic crisis among European countries, Turkey has done what it could, not in any way planned and stable countries in the world. It has delivered to aid many European countries with NATO-supported emergency code by creating different destinations. Hundreds of countries have requested assistance from Turkey as official. In only 6 months of the pandemic, the first 6 months, let's say, Turkey has managed to send aid supplies. 135 countries have formally helped for him. While the process continues, the number of countries that Turkey have made a great deal of health assistance, of course, has increased. With a statement made by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs on November 6, the latest situation was as follows. I'm reading the statement. Until today, I mean the previous months, we have received assistance requests from 158 countries about different qualifications, material grants, cash aid, sales, export permission. So far, we have provided aid to 155 countries. 128 of the 155 countries, we provide assistance to have grants, and 73 of them have permission to purchase and export, and cash aid has been provided to 45 countries. Our assistance consists mainly of medical equipment assistance, especially personal protective equipment. Kind, in addition, we supply the respiratory devices produced by our country to countries in need as a grant. So, on the other hand, the Republic of Turkey has signed another success that no other country do for its citizens. The Turkey brought over 100,000 citizens from 141 countries to their families during the pandemic peak with the evacuation operations. Initiated at a time when the borders were closed for the global shutdown by all kinds of flights were banned globally, the Turkey started evacuations operations. More than 100,000 citizens were quarantined in the dormitories for 14 days. All their needs were met and no invoices were accrued in any way. The COVID-19 pandemic will take its history as the effective pandemic that left its mark on the, of course, 21st century. As of the November 2020, the number of cases has reached 56 million. Of course, I will show you some facts and figures, and we can see what's happening in the world. These statistics derived from World Health Organization website very last night. So it's fresh. We can see globally 56 million people, of course, has coronavirus. And United States led to the head. And India followed. Brazil, France, Russia, Spain, and United Kingdom also following United States. Also, we can show another graphic in here. The graphic shows us continental spread. Americas as a continent, 24 million confirmed cases. Europe, 15, almost 16 million confirmed cases. South Asia following, and Africa and the Western Pacific, less than other continents. Let's come to Turkey. Turkey, we have reached the confirmed cases almost 500,000, but the deaths almost 12,000. The Republic of Turkey, for the first time in the history, I will explain how come the Turkey's success. How can success the Turkey? How they prepare themselves? It's an important question. We will see. We have some quick research, and it's interesting answer that is in here. And I discovered the Republic of Turkey for the first time in the history by the presidents on 12 April 2019, just let's say 6 months or 8 months before the occurring COVID-19, everybody issued a circular to protect the public months before the emergence of the global epidemic. The issue, a circular national preparedness plan was created in order to protect public health on a country and provincial basis. They have established a website, publish reports, weekly reports, and since September, okay, Turkey's health system is made ready for its institution and its employees months before the pandemic. Other countries caught unprepared for pandemic. Why? Turkey has drawn a more successful state in the hands of newly created preparedness plan. This successful image continued with the medical equipment it made to other states with the NATO card. As a conclusion, the process we are in is just one of the radical and predatory consequences of globalization. The pandemic process will be one of the best examples for years to showcase the negative aspects of globalization. Throughout the pandemic process, nation-states have been isolated and experienced a shortage of medical supplies. The pandemic process not only revealed the inadequacy in the field of healthcare professionals, but also performed a global simulation test that reveals the reactions of countries during emergencies such as pandemic or bioterrorism. Also, we may talk about the health security and bioterrorism in the next days, because there is some conspiracy theory, you know, everyone that it may be a bioterrorism, and we talk about health security so much for the 21st, let's say next year, and the 21st century. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening me. And if you have question, I will try to answer. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Of course, this is my opinion. I think that Turkish health system is more successful than many Western countries. And is there any question to Professor Erhan Tecim? Okay, I think there is no question. Thank you very much, Professor Erhan Tecim. Now we completed our session from Third International ITOBIAD Congress. We thank all of the participants, presenters, and audience. Thank you very much. We hope to meet in our next sessions. In our next session, we'll start in about 1 hour, 1.5 hour later. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Professor DİLEK.